Hello my beautiful, wonderful friends, and welcome to another video on my channel. So I'll cut straight to the chase. It is holiday season, and as is customary, because I have done it once before, it is about time we make a festive cardigan. Christmas is probably my favorite holiday. I love the decor, I love the food, I love the colors, I love the cozy, you name it. My cardigan last year was a granny square cardigan, which I love and will wear the heck out of this season as well. But I want to step things up this year and make not a granny square, but a granny hexagon cardigan. I've never made one before, so why don't we take that first little step into the unknown and make one together? My plan is this: 2 hexagons attached in the back, make the sleeves longer and poofy, no specific shaping in the front, but we want to make a wrap kind of cardigan, and then we add some ribbing and stuff, kind of like this sketch. Yeah, solid plan. So I have this yarn that I will be using to make the actual hexagons. This is 600 grams of Hobie Horizon in a Christmas colorway, and I am planning on doing the ribbing in a solid color. And now you might be thinking, what if I celebrate another holiday than Christmas? Well, friend, we do not exclude anybody on this channel, so pick whatever colors you want for your cardigan. Essentially what we're doing is a hexi wrap cardi, which is something you can adapt however you like. I personally celebrate Christmas the way most people do in Sweden. No churchiness, all festiveness, but you do you. Again, since I've never made one of these before, let's view this as an adventure in making a hexagon cardigan, and we'll all come out on the other end of the video with a nice new festive or non-festive cardigan. Yeah. Grab your hook and let's go. So what we need to start this project is yarn. I am using this Horizon yarn from Hobie, and I'm pairing that with a 4mm crochet hook. To start, let's make a magic ring. Chain 3 and make 2 double crochets. Then chain 2 and place 3 more double crochets into the magic ring. Chain 2 again and make 3 more double crochets. Now we have 3 granny stitch clusters in our magic ring, and for this to become a hexagon we need to add 3 more, so just like before we chain 2 and then make 3 double crochets into the ring again until you have your 6 clusters. Once we have 6 clusters, we can close the magic ring, chain 2 one last time and slip stitch it together with the first stitch. And that is one very tiny hexagon. Well done! Now to start the next row, I slip stitch into the same space we just made, chain 3 and place 2 double crochets into the same chain space. Now find the next chain space. In this space we will make a corner, just like one would in a regular granny square. Place 3 double crochets in the corner, chain 2 and make 3 more double crochets in the same space. Repeat this in all of the chain spaces on this row. When you reach the end of the row, place 3 more double crochets in the chain space you started in, chain 2 and slip stitch to the top of your first stitch. Slip stitch in the chain space you just made, chain 3, make 2 double crochets, and then from here we will just continue, just like one would a granny square, round and round until our hexagon is the size we want. So without further ado, let's do this thing! The first part of this project is going to be very straightforward, just lots of crocheting round and round the hexagons. I will say though, I love working with self-striping yarns. Every time you get a color change, it's like a little reward for working. You see the progress happening. I love it. Once I thought my first hexagon started looking like it was big enough to make something out of, I took some measurements. It will be easy to make any side longer than the others, but as a basic measurement I am going for around 48 centimeters. In other words, each side of the hexagon will be 48 centimeters long. I measure from the top of my shoulder to where I want the cardigan to end, excluding ribbing. Then cross-check that with my width across the shoulders/chest, and then I am also checking that I like what will be the arm circumference measurement by checking the armpit with half of my original measurement, as here the hexagon will be folded in half. To be honest, I know from previous projects that these are measurements that I like and will give me positive ease, but it's always a good idea to double check everything. With my measurements all figured out, I could get back on the hexagon crocheting until it matched my measurement. Bestie, do you want to see a magic trick? Bam! 2 hexagons! We can finally do a first little try on to see the general shape of it all. I folded both hexagons in half and attached the arm seams and back with stitch markers for this first look. The length is perfect. The sleeves obviously need to be longer, but overall I really like this, so let's make this happen for real. The first seam I want to attach is the back. You can use whatever method you like to attach a seam, but I will do a join as you go kind of thing. I start by making another row of granny stitch down the back of one of my hexagons. When I reach the end of the row, I make the last 3 double crochets in the bottom corner space, grab my other hexagon and place 3 double crochets in the corresponding corner space on that one. Now to attach the two together, we will slip stitch into the spaces between the stitch clusters we just made on our first hexagon, all while making a row of granny stitch on the hexagon we just attached. Reach the end of the row, make sure you've attached both hexagons together all the way, then fasten off. Look at that, such a neat join. Now we will do the exact same thing along the top of the sleeves. Work across one side of the sleeve in granny stitch. Then fold the piece in half, matching it up with the other side, and start making granny stitch clusters on the second side while also slip stitching into the spaces on the side we just worked. Repeat this for the other sleeve as well. just like that, we have a fully attached cardigan, or base of a cardigan. But look, also beans. Just thought you should know. Now that we have attached all the seams in the cardigan, it is time to attach the yarn again and work on the sleeves, unless you like the length as it is, of course. I, however, like long sleeves, so I will now work round and round for as long as I want the sleeve to be. Just like before, I will be making good old granny stitch, no increasing or decreasing at this point, just straight up granny stitch. A lot of granny stitch. By the way, do you like my snail Christmas tree in the background? There is a video if you want to watch me set it up. But look at that, we finished the first sleeve. Now we need to cinch it in and add ribbing. So, this is going to be a quick chapter because, spoiler alert, I redid what I made here. But I wanted to keep this in the video in case you like this look better. I attached the yarn I wanted for my ribbing and made a chain as long as I wanted my cuff, plus 2 chains, and then I skipped 2 chains and went in with half double crochets down the chain. After reaching the bottom of the chain, I slip stitched into the next 2 stitches of the sleeve, then make a slip stitch decrease in the next 2 stitches. Turn the work, skip the 3 slip stitches, and then work half double crochets back up the cuff in the back loops. Once all stitches have been worked, chain 2 and turn the work. Work back down the cuff with half double crochets in the back loop. Then repeat the slip stitches to attach the cuff to the sleeve as you go. I repeated this all the way around the sleeve. Then turn the work inside out and slip stitch the cuff together to close up the work. And here is the result. It is a wide and loose cuff, which is cozy and looks nice, but I think I may want a tighter fit than this. I did some thinking whilst working through the second sleeve, and by the time I had reached my desired length for that sleeve as well, I had made up my mind on what I wanted to do to fix this. For my second try at a poofy sleeve and fitted cuff, I am going to start by making 2 rows of single crochet decreases. Just decreases, as I wanted quite a dramatic poof effect. Then, after completing my second decrease row, I made a chain as long as I wanted my cuff, again plus 2 stitches, turn the work, skip the first 2 chains, and then half double crochet down the cuff. The only thing I did differently from my first try was I just did 3 slip stitches into the sleeve instead of decreasing while attaching. Again, this ribbing is half double crochets in the back loop. Slip stitch into 3 stitches of the sleeve, turn and skip your slip stitches, and half double crochet back up the cuff, chain 2 and turn. It is a very easy and quick ribbing, and you won't have to do any sewing to attach it. When you've reached the end, again flip your work inside out and slip stitch the cuff together and then fasten off. And I would say that is a lot better. This is a lot better. Now I need to give my first sleeve the same treatment, so say goodbye to big, loose, floppy ribbing, everyone. We are frogging it. Then I did the same thing I did for the first sleeve and did my 2 single crochet decrease rows before making a cuff. there we have them both done. A round of applause please. Now I am going to be adding ribbing to the bottom as well. I want to do this before the neckband. I start by attaching the ribbing yarn to a corner of my bottom hem so that the slip stitches will face the outside of the garment, and chain as many stitches as I want my ribbing to be long, plus 2, so we can turn and work it. The ribbing is done the exact same way as the cuffs, except for the bottom hem where I do 4 slip stitches into the garment instead of 3. This is what my ribbing looks like. Now, because I am making a wrap cardigan, I want to add a hole in the ribbing for one of my wrap straps to go through. So before I get any further, I'm going to be marking where I want to make the hole. I want it on the side I'm currently working on, so I am folding the piece in half to find the center, aka right in the side of the garment, and placing a stitch marker. Now I will work up until the stitch marker. Remove the stitch marker and do the slip stitch step of the ribbing repeat. On my way back down the ribbing, I will be making 2 half double crochets, chaining 4 and skipping 4 stitches, and then 2 more half double crochets before going in with my slip stitches again. This will create a hole like this in the ribbing, perfect for the strap we will add later. Now it's just ribbing across the rest of the bottom hem. Now that we've reached the end of the bottom ribbing, it is time to make some straps, and you guessed it, more ribbing for the neckband. Don't fasten off here. Instead we will go straight into chaining a very long chain. You want the chain to be able to wrap all the way around your body back to the hole we made and then some. I clearly have a bit more to make here. Once the chain is long enough, make sure it's not twisted before we start working back down the chain. Just like with the ribbing, I will be skipping the first 2 chains and then half double crocheting all the way back to the edge of the cardigan. Once we reach the cardigan again, slip stitch into 4 stitches along the edge, then turn, skip those 4 slip stitches and work as many half double crochets in the back loop as you want your neckband to be wide, then chain 2. I made 5 stitches for mine. And from here on out we just make ribbing the exact same way we did all the other ribbing, all the way across to your last ribbing repeat on the other side of the cardigan. Once we've reached what would be the last ribbing repeat, it is time to make the other strap. Make an identical chain to the one on the other side and then half double crochet back down it all the way to the cardigan. Once you reach the cardigan again, slip stitch into that one last stitch and fasten off. And that, my friends, was the last thing we needed to do for the cardigan, except of course weave in any ends that need weaving in. Well done you! Look at that, it's a cardigan. I kind of feel like we're missing something though. I have this sparkly golden yarn that I want to use to add a little bit of detail and pizzazz to the straps. I'll show you how to make these stars real quick. It's super easy but so cute. Start by making a magic ring and placing 10 double crochets into the ring. Close the ring, slip stitch in the first stitch and chain 4. Skip the first chain, single crochet in the next. Then half double crochet and then double crochet in the last chain. Skip the next stitch and slip stitch in the one after. Chain 4. Repeat the picot, skip the first chain, single crochet, half double crochet and double crochet. Skip a stitch and slip stitch in the next. Repeat the picot 3 more times to make the little arms of the star. After completing your last double crochet, slip stitch in the first stitch and fasten off. Now you have a tiny star. I made 4 of these that I will now sew together into 2 little puffy stars. I just sew around the whole star, and when I'm almost done, I stuff all of the yarn ends into the star to make it slightly puffy. Then I sew the last few stitches to close it. I attach it to the end of the strap by sewing some loose stitches that I then knot my yarn around with a half hitch knot a couple of times before securing the end in the star and cutting it off to hide it. And would you look at that? Now it looks a lot more complete and has a little special something to it. Want to see it actually styled? Oh my goodness, you guys, we did it. It's a wrap on this project, but also a wrap cardigan. And can I just gush about it for a second though? Because OMG, I love how this came out so much. Like, I wasn't expecting to love it this much, but here we are, and now I kind of want more wrap cardigans in all sorts of different colors, and it was so easy to make too. I'm going to be completely honest though, when I first started drafting this idea, I had a regular hexagon cardigan in mind, still a cropped one, but a lot more boxy, but then inspiration struck and I landed on this design, and I'm so glad I did. I love a boxy cardigan, but having different cuts in your wardrobe to choose from is always a good thing, right? Also because this base is the classic granny stitch hexagon. This could be customized to pretty much any size, which I also really like. You can even just extend like specific chosen parts of the hexagon, like if you need it broader in the back, add extra rows, or even add a couple of granny squares down the back. So easy, so nice, so customizable. As for how much yarn I used, I have this much left in total from my 600 grams of Hobie Horizon yarn. So I used just a little less than 3 balls of the yarn, but I also used about 75 grams of the ribbon color, which is a different yarn, and that is for 2 hexagons where each side is 48 centimeters plus a bunch of extra rows for the sleeves. Any bigger and I would have needed another ball of yarn. But yeah, that is this project pretty much. I am very happy to have made a Christmas cardigan this year again. I wish I would have finished it earlier, so this video could have been up earlier, but like I said at the start of the video, this has been a crafting adventure, and we all know trying something new tends to take more time than doing something you already know how to do. But hey, we made it in time for Christmas. Now I want to hear from you. If you were to make this wrap cardigan, what colours would you go for? Would you make it all Christmassy as well, or would you pick another colour combination, or maybe even do a solid colour one? Would you do it for another winter holiday or another holiday in general, maybe Halloween cardigan? I am now envisioning a beautiful midnight blue and silver speckled one for New Year's, but Shaiyeh, stop. We don't have time before New Year's. But let me know your colour choices down in the comments, or if you're just here for the vibes, tell me what you're most looking forward to eating during the holidays. I personally cannot wait for the Finnish carrot and rutabaga casseroles we do each year. It's gonna be so yummy. Or just leave me some festive emojis in case you don't feel up to chatting. Also, while you are in the comments, I would like to ask for a teeny tiny Christmas present from you. Please leave a little like on the video if you liked it, as that helps me out so much with the channel and the algorithm and all of that YouTube stuff, and I will forever be grateful to you. If you are new here, hello and welcome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today for this adventure in sweater making. You are awesome for watching all the way through. If you are new and you'd like to keep seeing what I get up to on the channel in the future, please consider subscribing. We post all kinds of fun stuff on here, like project videos like this one, knit and crochet challenges, and finishing up unfinished projects, and cozy live hangouts, vlogs, lots of vlogs in December because it's Vlogmas, and in general we do vlogs as well, cozy hangouts and vlogs. There's a playlist up in the corner if you want to have a look at those. If any of this sounds like your jam, feel free to stick around and join the little cozy crafting club we have going here on the channel. There's also a Discord open for all subscribers to the channel, linked in the description of the video. It is a super cozy place to hang out, so come and chat and share your projects with us. And also, if you like the vibe here, you can also become a member of the channel of the extra cozy crafting club. Members get cute little emojis to use in chat and comments on the channel, with the one and only cheese cat, who happens to be right next to me at the moment. You also get a cute little skein of yarn next to your name. You'll get extra behind the scenes content and photos of the cats, and we also just added a tier that will get access to members only live streams. This is one of the best ways to support the channel and me and what I do, so if this sounds like fun, there is a button to click right beside the subscribe and like buttons, as well as a link in the description. Thank you. Also in the description you can find links to my socials, as well as my shop on Ko-fi, where you can find free patterns, as well as cute stationery and stickers and stitch markers in case you want to get yourself a little creamy present. Anyway, that is a lot of talking. Thank you yet again for hanging out with me today. I had so much fun making this, and I hope you've enjoyed the adventure too. I will now go and grab a warm cup of tea and wrap some gifts and just be cozy in my new Christmas cardigan, and I will let you go and enjoy the rest of your day as well. Don't forget to take breaks and take care of yourselves this holiday season. Stay hydrated, make things for you that you love, and take care of yourselves, and I will see you again very soon in my next video. Happy holidays everyone, or just happy December in case you don't celebrate anything, and take care. Love you all. Bye.